If you come to the United States illegally, you will be returned. Your journey will not succeed, and you will be endangering your life and your family's lives.
From an effort to deter more migrants from traveling there, that group is mostly Haitian migrants, and already thousands have been deported. ICE will begin flying multiple deportation flights a day starting tomorrow.
I'm the Mademoiselle and Sassy Dizième Chanel. This past weekend, there has been about 15,000 Haitians at the American-Texas Del Rio border. I'm sure everyone has seen the viral photos of the ICE agents pretending to be slave masters, wrangling Haitians with cowboy hats and whips and ropes and shit like they're in some badass slave movie. I don't understand what the fuck this is, but yeah. Where's the gel? I don't know. What? Hey. Let's go back inside. I said, I swear to you guys, I thought this was like literally a old photo back from like 1815 or some shit that they legit made into color. I did not think that this was from like a couple of days ago. Like, I was confused. I was like, oh, they made a slave. And then I read the caption. I said, this my America. This my Haitians? This my... Oh, no, y'all did not. Oh, no, you did. Oh, no. Hold my drink. Oh, no. Honestly, this is the most problematic shit I've ever seen in my entire life. The U.S. Homeland Security claims that they're launching an investigation, and let's just say that America is probably not going to investigate a goddamn thing. You're about to go in. That's all I gotta say. So that's neither here or there. You see, now what's crazy is a lot of y'all was dragging Trump for filth. That's the thing that really makes me mad. If this was Trump, this would have made like national headlines. Like, this is making national headlines now, but if this was Trump, like, this would have been like real worse. I did not expect this for the Biden administration. Now, a few disclaimers. Fuck Trump and fuck Biden. Okay, I'm gonna just say that right now. I didn't vote for neither one of them, but a lot of y'all did. And it's funny, a lot of y'all refuse to admit that Biden is probably 10 times worse than Trump, just a way less vocal. And it's just really sad that he's doing all of this fuck shit right now, and I'm so disappointed at the caca that I'm seeing right now. This is really some next level, today's age slave master shit. Where the hell did they even get this equipment to use on human beings? This is disgusting. Another disclaimer is a lot of people seem to think that Trump started the kids in cages shit. You guys are very misinformed. That actually started with Obama. I vividly remember learning about that in high school. That was all an Obama thing. You guys could actually look it up. Honestly, stop blindly voting blue and start looking at other parties. Obama only gets praise because he's a black man or a mixed man, or whatever the fuck y'all want to call him at this point. And on top of that, Haitians need to focus on building Haiti because we're the only ones that care about us, and that's kind of debatable, but you guys get the point. A lot of you also mistakenly believe that these Haitians were led to believe they were going to get granted TPS at the border. This is kind of murky in a sense.
Now, I will say that there is no excuse for how they are treating my Haitians at the border, but this is directly from the DHS.government website. It definitely does say that this directly applies to Haitians in Haiti. Okay, the TPS is for Haitians in Haiti. So I'm sad to say that, yeah, they were not misled. I did link down the resources that I used to make this video along with the news release about the TPS down below. I really wish that they read this instead of following whatever the nonsense that whoever was trying to sell them this dream pushed to them, because this is very loud and clear and basically would have saved them so much time, money, and heartache, because it literally says it right there. This is so fucked up. Like, I'm so mad right now just looking at this.
Now, the thing is, I feel like this is kind of race motivated, and I'm usually the last person to call racism at its finest, but I find it real funny that everybody is accepted into America like with open arms, okay? America is a melting pot, okay? America is such a melting pot that we don't even have a motherfucking official language. Yes, a lot of us speak English. It is the popular language, but look it up. Again, research, motherfuckers. I actually just found this out. So if you guys didn't know this, listen, I was honestly a couple of days old when I found out that America does not have an official language. We have so many people in this country that we do not have an official language. How is it that these people come here to seek asylum and you turn them away? Meanwhile, you have all these people that you're accepting all day, every day, and you guys are not letting Haitians in. That's utter bullshit. I literally have a best friend who's an ICE agent working on that border right now, that specific place where all the Haitians are, and he is Haitian himself. Okay, he's speaking to the Haitians, and even before they started coming there, he was there with other nations of people, other races and ethnicities of people. Literally, he would sit there and text me like, yeah, you know, it's a pretty easy job. You know, they come, we accept them, we see if they have family here, we reconnect them with their families, pretty easy shit. And he's like, Biden ain't shit, this is ridiculous, he just wants to send them back, and we're sending them back because he said so. How does that make any sense, and how is that fair? And just to make it very clear, I do understand that TPS status is specifically for Haitians that are already in America. But what I don't understand is that Title 47 situation, which is basically for, you know, COVID-19, and they're specifically trying to send them back so quickly that they don't even have the time to request asylum for Title 47. And I'm gonna get into all of that a little bit later. So I ask that everyone actually watch this entire video to understand exactly what's going on. Now, a couple of questions that everyone was asking while they were seeing everything go viral was: one, why are these Haitians speaking Spanish? Two, why is there 15,000 Haitians? What the hell? Now understand, there was also, you know, a lot of other migrants as well. There was people from Ecuador, Honduras, and other Spanish speaking countries as well. Another question is, where in the world, you know, how did they get there? Like, how did they get instructions to get there? How did they know exactly what to do? Like, what was going on there? And another question a lot of people had was, why now, and why did they go through Texas and not Florida? First things first, they're speaking Spanish because they're not your average Haitians, okay? A lot of these Haitians actually migrated to different Spanish-speaking countries during the 2010 catastrophic earthquake. Now, Haiti has a lot of different alliances with a lot of different Spanish-speaking countries that they established a lot of different times throughout history, either through helping them gain independence or just through trades and stuff like that. Many of them include Chile, Brazil, Mexico, lots of different ones. Chile being very popular, and a lot of them usually have TPS, work visas, and other types of forms of like just legal ways to stay in those countries. And the problem there is, those are all temporary. Just keep that in mind. Those are temporary ways to stay in those countries, and typically they just stay there and work, or, you know, they have families there. So usually maybe their kids are permanent residents or citizens, but usually they themselves are not, and usually they do not pursue citizenship in those countries. Please keep that in mind because it's very important. So when they, you know, go to these other countries, they do adapt in terms of, you know, they learn Spanish or Portuguese or whatever it is that that country is part of. Also understand that by 2010, now we're in 2021, a lot of these people that went there, some of them were like kids back then. Now they're kind of adults. So now all they know is Spanish. All they know is Portuguese, or, you know, they know Portuguese or Spanish or whatever language that they learned better than Creole or better than French now. Some of them probably even know way more English than, you know, French or Creole. So now their next voyage and their next stop is actually going to be America. And you guys are probably wondering, well, Yvana, how do you know that? Well, I actually have a cousin who lives in my parents' house, and he actually did the same thing. I have a cousin who actually traveled from Brazil to America. He did the same thing all of these migrants are doing. I actually don't like the man for shit, but this is exactly what he did. He literally traveled all the way from Haiti to Brazil, I believe actually during the earthquake as well. He had his whole established life, had a work visa, had 5 kids that he don't take care of. Listen, I'm not here to talk shit. Let me leave him alone. But let's keep to the story. He literally had a work visa or whatever the case may be, and he literally risked his life, got on a boat, came all the way to the American border. I'm not sure which state. He was there for a long time, and then they reconnected him with my family, and then there's that. And what's crazy is when we asked him specifically, like, why did you do all of that? Why didn't you just stay in Brazil? Like, you had a good life, you had a job and everything. He said, well, my final stop was America. And I was just looking at him like, that is just ridiculous. Like, to me, I was like, I don't understand the point of that. Ridiculous. I'm like, what would happen if they would have sent you back to Haiti? Like, I don't get it. And he was like, well, I mean, I'm here. I'm like, whatever. And honestly, the man got healthcare, he got education, like they literally gave him access to everything. And I was just like, wow. And mind you, this is while Trump was in office, and I was like, what the fuck? Meanwhile, I can't get shit. I was born here. It's ridiculous. So you would be surprised, and a lot of people do not realize that these things really do happen on a regular basis. This is nothing new. This is something that people really do. And a lot of people are probably wondering, like, well, you're so comfortable over there, why you gotta come over here? At the end of the day, America does have way more opportunities. America does have way more appeal than these other countries at the end of the day, especially to a lot of these migrants. Not everything is sugar and honey in South America or Central America for a lot of migrants, especially Haitian migrants. If any of you guys want to chime in down below on what can be bigger and better, you guys can let me know. But for some people, that's just what it is. And what's really crazy about all of this is now he had all his ducks in a row. He was able to get the visa. Really unfortunate for a lot of these Haitians is a lot of them end up going to Chile, Ecuador, Brazil, or whatever the case may be, and they don't have their documents together at all. Okay, so you end up going to Chile, Brazil, whatever the case may be, and their documents are nowhere near together. Now they're real fucked up. Now they're just as bad in these other countries than they were in Haiti, if not worse. Or they go to a place like Chile where the documents are all perfect, everything's great, but the process is just long as shit. And it's like, don't nobody got time for that. Now you're broke and you gotta wait so long just to get work documents together to get a job. And now you gotta work illegally. And now not only are you black, you are a migrant, and you got all of these issues, you gotta work illegally, like it's so much going on. And then you have a whole situation where in 2018, the president of Chile sat there and revoked all the TPS status of all the Haitians that was in the country, which basically didn't allow any of the Haitians to work at the time. So like it's a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes. Also, remember, people love to say, oh, Haiti's cast, Listen, okay, just because you guys don't hear about South America and Central America having natural disasters doesn't mean they don't happen. They still got hurricanes, they still got earthquakes, they still have tsunamis, they still have volcanoes. Okay, a lot of those places have volcanoes. So they still have a whole bunch of natural disasters that fuck them up as well. So they still have to recoup and have all of these situations that are happening there as well. So this is why a lot of them are forced to go to other places. This is why I'm saying, okay, yes, Haiti may be having all of these issues and gang violence and corruptness, but shit, at least not only is it entertaining as hell, but damn, we don't got volcanoes. And at least we isolated with our shit. Okay, like at least we got Dominicans to deal with. Like we don't got to do all this other hoopla that these other countries got to go. So they're forced to like basically go to other places, At this point, it's like the resources are kind of running out. Okay, so they're forced to go to other places. And that's why a lot of them are trying to come to the US or go to other countries for a better chance, for a better opportunity at life. Now, what's really funny is America is actually blaming Mexico for all of this because they're like, oh my God, they're the ones that came through Mexico's border. Meanwhile, Mexico's president ain't answering none of the phone calls. He's like, honey, I don't know nothing about this. I think he's just being petty. What? Can't hear you. Now, I will say, I gotta be honest here, 15,000 people is a lot. And apparently this is the most migrants that border has ever seen. Literally about a third of the population of Del Rio itself. That is ridiculous. And apparently the population just keeps going up and up.
Now, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, like, wait, how are they paying money for this? Don't they just hop on a boat and go? Let me put y'all on game, right? When it comes to these people that are showing up to the border and it looks all innocent, like, oh, I just hopped on a boat and I came here, America. No, y'all. They're paying cartels. They're paying people to sneak them into cars and sneak them onto boats, and literally paying people to take kids with them. Like, y'all, this is a real thing. They're paying thousands of dollars to get onto American soil or whatever country's soil. This is not just a thing where, like, many of them are taking on like independent voyages. That's why you see thousands of them coming in numbers. This is like organized types of situations. It's not just them coming by themselves. Most of the times it's not just them embarking on these journeys by themselves, because they would die. I mean, a lot of them die anyway. But I'm saying, like, a lot of them do pay thousands of dollars to go on these journeys. So by the time, you know, a lot of them are deported, a lot of them have no money to go back to where, you know, in this case, they kind of already been living for years. And it's just very unfortunate, because technically, you know, a lot of times these people know that they're giving them misinformation. Because in this case, they were told, oh, you know, America's giving TPS. You know, if you give me $10,000, you give me $15,000, you give me $20,000, you know, I could sneak you in the back of this car. You get to the border, you seek asylum, and I got you, you know. And technically that's, in this case, false information, you know. So it's just a really tough situation.
And that is just not the right way to do it. And apparently I heard that they got instructions from WhatsApp. Oh, child. And you know it's true, because we all know Haitians and they goddamn WhatsApp. To be honest, I'm just floored. I really am. And I my heart breaks for them, because there's so many kids there, you know, there's so many families there, and a lot of them literally were walking through jungles, going through rivers, getting on boats to get there. A lot of them risked their lives to get there. They deserve the same treatment as everybody else that risked their lives to get there. To rectify this, they're trying to send over 400 more agents over there. And what's really crazy is they literally just sent agents over there. I literally, like I said, my best friend just went over there, and literally he was the help, and now it's like, what the fuck, they gotta send more help. And what's crazy is they just deported 2,000 of them to Haiti, and they didn't even tell them that they were going to Haiti. They deported these people. You know, y'all, if this is not the most fucked up shit you ever saw in your life, yes, they deported Haitians and didn't even tell them they was being deported. Like, they literally just called their names, put them on a plane, and didn't even tell them where they were going. Now, you guys are probably confused and like, wait, what? Are they allowed to do that? Yes, they are. It's fucked up, but they are. Now, if you guys were not paying attention to what I said earlier, I said pay attention. These people had TPS and work visas and whatever else to help them temporarily stay in these other countries. The problem is, when it comes to deportation, legally, you cannot send people back to where they were living temporarily. You have to send them back to where they are nationally from. All of these Haitians are Haitian. They had Haitian passport. So where you gotta send them to? Haiti. It's fucked up. Yes, they learn Spanish, they learn Portuguese, just still Haitian. And what's really crazy is, this is the thing that really bothers me, right? Haitians spend all this damn time leaving Haiti, right? Going to all these other countries, learning all of these other languages, okay, trying to do all of this goofy shit, you know, assimilating to other people's cultures, but never getting citizenship. It don't make no damn sense. See, I'm gonna have to come for y'all real quick. Like, I know this is supposed to be one of those situations I'm supposed to be empathetic and shit. Yes, I feel bad. It's not right. But at the same time, legally, they can't send you back to their turf, because you guys can't legally really be there. And what makes it worse is, a lot of them were technically illegally still in a lot of these countries, because a lot of them did not renew their status, or a lot of them did not have their papers, lost them while traveling to America, lost them in whatever type of natural disasters, didn't have them because legally they weren't supposed to be there in the first place. Like, y'all, it's just a hot ass mess. So literally all of them are in the process of being sent back. In the next coming weeks, they're going to be sending like 3 to 4 planes every day full of Haitians back to Haiti. Y'all, I am just so fucking annoyed, because everyone keeps asking and DMing me and emailing me like, oh my God, what can we do? What can we do? You can't do anything. You can't do anything, because I'm so upset. The only thing you can do is do better, Haitians. This is what we do. We have to educate our people. 1, stop voting blue. 2, stop voting red. 3, look into different political parties. 4, start building Haiti. 5, start educating yourself. 6, stop going to build other people's communities and not obtaining citizenships. This is ridiculous, because I was confused as well. I'm like, if you were living in Chile and Brazil and Ecuador and Mexico and all that, how the hell are they sending y'all back to Haiti? That's inhumane. That's ridiculous. Come to find, these people don't even have citizenship. Y'all, we need to do better, because that is the problem here. These people cannot be sent back home because that's not their home. And next thing you know, they fuck around, they try to send these people to these different places, and the country gonna be looking at them like, the fuck? So realistically, the only way for them to go back home is literally for them to go on their own from Haiti. But now they sent all this money going to America that there's no money left. Because from what I understand, a lot of them spent thousands of dollars on this voyage. Okay, like 10,000, 8,000. I saw 12,000. I'm like, what? Okay, what? This is just ridiculous. It's real fucked up how America did this, because they didn't even tell them. There's a lot of them setting up camp. You know, they're just waiting to see what happens. You know, they're trying to seek asylum. A lot of them are literally just sitting there trying to understand what's going to happen to them, laying on the cold ground to sleep. And it's just, oh my God. I know I have some family over there, and it's really bothering me, because it's like, I don't know what's going to happen to them. It really bothers me. And if they have family here, they should just be allowed to stay because they got family here. If they don't, I mean, okay, whatever, that's fair, but it's fucked up. Okay, if they have family here and they made it here, fuck it. If they don't, whatever. It just doesn't really make sense, because everyone else is not given this treatment. And for them to be petty, to send them back so they do not have the chance to get asylum, is even worse. Why are they trying to send them back so quickly? Because like I said, this is all from this past weekend. It's only Tuesday. Honestly, they're making an example out of them. This is what this is for. They're being petty, okay, so that everyone else that's gonna try to pull a stunt like this doesn't ever pull a stunt like this. First of all, 15,000 people is a lot, and they're like, oh, they want to do this? Oh, all right. For anybody else trying to pull a grand gesture like that, here we go. They're trying to be petty as fuck. And racism. Okay, that's really what it is. I think it's blatant racist. So this is from the Texas Tribune. The Biden administration's efforts Saturday to quickly return these migrants come as the White House continues to use a pandemic health order issued by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention last year, and known as Title 42, to rapidly expel migrants to Mexico or their home countries without the opportunity to ask for asylum. A federal judge last week blocked the Biden administration from using Title 42 to expel migrant families, but stayed the order for 14 days. The Biden administration appealed that ruling Friday. The majority of migrants continue to be expelled under CDC's Title 42 authority. Those who cannot be expelled under Title 42 and do not have a legal basis to remain will be placed in expedited removal proceedings, DHS officials said in Saturday's statement. The Biden administration has reiterated that our borders are not open and people should not make the dangerous journey. But bye. Like, it's just, they're being real petty. So literally they're trying to get them out as fast as possible before they get to ask to stay for asylum purposes under Title 42. And I think that's just, it's disgusting. It really is. And, you know, I'm going to link sources down below. There's one link in particular that actually has the stories of, you know, a couple of people that were actually deported. There's one with a family, and there's one with a man that actually hasn't been to Haiti since the earthquake in 2010 when he was like 12 and now he's like 23. So damn sad. I wish they just would keep the same energy. Now you guys know why all of this is extremely problematic. Shout outs to the person who took the photos, because we would have never known the gravity of this issue. When I first heard of this, my first thought was, oh my God, Haitians, please, let's build Haiti. Why do we always have to, you know, go everywhere else instead of build our country? But then when I saw it was 15,000 people and I saw the slave like looking ass photo, I was like, what the fuck do they think this is? Okay, 1856, like, oh God. Yo, I really was confused. I literally thought it was a slavery picture in color. Like, no, I could not. Like, that shit had me disgusted. Like, I was upset. Child. Like, I was very mad. I was like, yo, who, why, what, where? Migrants should not be treated that way, especially since migrants built America and you guys kind of stole it. Did you guys forget that? You know, you kind of have the people that you stole it from in concentration camps and, you know, reservations that look like shit. Did you forget that part of history? No? Okay. You know, it's just, it's disgusting. You know, like, it's not okay at all. And what's even worse is these people are going back to a country that is definitely a very painful one for them. Understand that mentally it's going to be extremely taxing for them, and a lot of these people have not been there or never been there, because a lot of them were babies or never born when they were there in the first place. Like, a lot of these people were not born in those countries. Like, some of them are going back as children right now. Some of them have, you know, memories of Haiti that are really, really bad. So the mental toll that a lot of this is going to take for them is going to be pretty damn bad. And a lot of them that are returning, that have been there, their homes have been taken over by gangs or have been toppled over because of the recent earthquake. A lot of them are going back and they have nowhere to sleep. Like, I don't think anyone is taking any of this into consideration. This is going to be really, really bad. And this is like a whole new population of people. 15,000 people is no fucking joke. So now the Haitian population, you know, the Haitian government is like kind of like ready to welcome them. They get a new phone. They get $50 worth of like minutes or whatever. They get $50 in cash, and they also get mental health services to help them cope with what's going on. But that is nowhere near enough, okay? Because the gang violence and all the shit that's been going on, the political unrest, to be honest with you, they do not know what the fuck they about to walk into right now. Like, can you imagine just the PTSD of just being over there, especially in Port-au-Prince? Y'all heard what I said about Port-au-Prince? Like, that's the capital. That's like the worst place to be. To be honest, I have no idea what the hell they were thinking.
I think that this low-key might be a plan of some sort. Because, first of all, not only is it in plain sight that clearly if you're not already in the United States, you're not going to get TPS. But why in the world did they think that this was going to work when it's 15,000 of them showing up at legitimately the same exact time? Not only that, when things like this happen, usually everyone is notified. Everyone is on notice and they are well received. Everything goes as planned. Like, clearly, I do feel like this is racially motivated in a sense, but also I do feel like it's strange because, like I said, the Mexican patrol just kind of let them go on by. Clearly, they must have been paid off. Like, I feel like all of this was in cahoots. But like 15,000 people and counting. Like, this is not just 15,000 people showed up and that was it. Like, people showing up and they keep showing up. Is something being planned? Is something being orchestrated here? Because this don't really make sense here. Like, oh child, this actually don't really seem right. Now that I actually think about it, I'm actually looking at the logistics. Like, instead of looking at WhatsApp, why didn't you look at the United States site to see what was really gonna happen? Like, I really hope there's nothing at play here. This is actually just, you know, me thinking. I don't know. I really hope there's nothing that happens because I do not want anyone getting hurt. But just thinking about this logistically, it just doesn't really make logical sense. It would have been smarter to come in smaller numbers. Clearly, everybody in the situation got their money, but to just blatantly overwhelm the American border like that, this makes you think.
The best they could have done is drop them off in Mexico. Like, I don't know why they didn't just do that. But it's as if they're like personally tormenting them for what they did. I understand that what they did was not right, okay? I am the first one to call something out when it's not okay. I'm not saying that what they did was okay, but I'm saying that to sit there and put them in a country that they know that they haven't been in, they could have did something else. This is just so fucking horrible, dumb. Like, this is just ignorant and it's all hell. Because I don't see them doing this to anybody else. But to do this to Haitians, child, so disheartening. I can't. I'm so fucking upset right now. To be honest, I'm really, really stressed, and I really hope that this turns out to be somewhat of a positive situation, even though I don't see this being positive whatsoever. But the real big learning lesson is not only watch who you vote for, but we need to form different political parties. We need to stop thinking that these people care about us, because clearly they've shown time and time again that they don't. Haiti, we need to focus on building our nation and stop running away and thinking that other people are gonna do shit for us, because they clearly don't. And also we need to do a better job at vocalizing our problems to ourselves and keeping it to ourselves, because clearly people have done a good job at taking advantage of us. I'm actually very upset. So I think that's it for this video. So comment down below your thoughts and opinions on this situation. What do you think is gonna happen? What do you think will come of this? Do you think anyone else will attempt a migrant type of journey of this scale? Yeah, let me know what you think. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, peep the description box for more information, and I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye.